Okay, how's everybody doing? Today we'll be walking through basic solid modeling link components. So we're going into the links. So just like we do every time, we're going to start off our component here, and this is going to be called double link. Double link. Remember to put your first and last name. You guys know how it goes. If I can type, there it goes. Double link, create the public document. Okay, so just like everything that we do, we're going to be drawing on the front plane. We're going to be using a new tool called the straight slot. I'm going to click sketch. I'm going to click front. I'm going to click front view. Okay, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. That line is going to be a construction line. I'm going to click line, make sure we have construction line highlighted. We're going to start at the origin. We're going to click and drag this over. And that is going to be our first construction line. Then we're going to select slot. We're going to go to our search tool and type in slot, and we can click slot. Now this is just going to be a highlighting tool. If I click and highlight all of this right here, including the line, it creates the slot. You'll see right here the icon, there'll be a check mark. Excuse me. We're going to click and we've already made our slot. Now, here you're going to see that it says that the radius should be 5. Now, because this actually is the diameter, we have to double that. So we're going to double click here. We're going to change that to a 1, press enter. It's going to get a little bigger, okay? And then we're going to change this dimension here to being 1.25. If you go to our dimensions, this is going to be changed to 1.25. Zoom in, and last but not least, we're going to add these two circles. Before I forget, this, pressing escape right here, this line, these lines, I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, should not be construction lines. Those should be normal lines. So I can click the construction button here. If I need to find that construction button, I can always type in construction and it'll come right up. Okay, I'll click off. I have my lines. I'm going to add 2 circles here. 2 circles here at those dots. Click circle. Once I have those 2 circles, I'm going to make them equal. I'm going to click right here at the drop down, make these both equal. And then I'm going to add dimensions, and I'm going to dimension that circle to be 0.325. I'm going a little faster now, but don't worry, you can always remind me or ask me if you need any help with any parts of the video. This is exactly where we need to be, 1.25, 0.325. Now we're going to extrude. Now we do not have mid-plane, so we're just going to extrude this 0.75, okay? Don't mind that, it's just acting funny. We'll extrude here. We can move this to isometric. That's going to be 0.75. Press enter. We're good. Okay, now we're going to go to our next step. We're going to add a little bit of extrudes. If you remember what this looks like in the end, we're going to make an indent here, another extrude. So of course, we're going to click this face. We're going to click sketch. We're going to go to the front view. Now at this point, we're actually going to draw 2 new circles. 2 new circles. And remember, if you hover over here, you'll see right where you can click and drag where that circle is. I'll do that one more time for you guys. If I click circle, I'm going to do it from the origin, of course, no problem. But if there's no circle here, I can wait till this yellow dot comes right there. You see it? You can see it right there, yellow dot. I want to do the same thing. I want to make both of these equal. I'm going to change the dimension right here. And if you look down, this dimension is going to be 0.5. Click here, it'll be 0.5, press enter. Okay, then we're going to extrude. What we're trying to do is we're going to remove this piece of material. It's going to be 0.5. And if you look at isometric view, we're only removing the surface level material. Press check mark. Oh, it seems like we removed a little too much. So it seems like we're only supposed to remove 0.15. Don't mind, it's okay, we've extruded, but we can always double click that extrude. We can change that 0.5 to 0.15. We can press check mark. That looks much better. Okay, so all we did there is we sketched. We click the face and do that sketch. I'll do it one more time on the other side for you. Click the face, start a sketch. Click the back side. We zoom in here. Then we're going to draw two circles, right? Wait for that yellow square. Click up. Go from the origin. We're going to make both of these equal. Then we're going to add the dimensions. This is where we got the 0.5. And then we're going to extrude, remove, and that's going to be 0.15. Enter. Now we have on both sides the extrusions we need. Last part, which does get a little tricky, and I will check time just to make sure we're good. We're flying through this one. No worries. So we're going to skip the mirror. We're going to go right to the sketch face. So if I click the top part here and I click sketch, we're going to go into the top view. Now at this point, we're going to actually add center lines. You want to add vertical and horizontal center lines at this point. Okay, so if you zoom in here, we're going to click line. We're going to click the construction line. We're going to add one right in the middle. You see where that yellow part, it will pop right up to help you out where the middle line is, right? So right there where it says that where you see that orange square, we're going to click and drag across. That's one construction line. We're going to click and we're going to add one more construction line in the middle. You can click right in the middle here. Click and drag that out. Okay, and you're going to click and drag one more here. Click and drag that out. Now, the best way to approach this, and press escape to get off of that, I'm going to click square. I want you to, come down here, I want you to make two squares. Two squares. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to drop two rectangles, I should say, any place, and we're going to add some details to those rectangles that will help us create slots. What we're really doing is we're extruding these pieces, cutting pieces out, and it's going to look more and more like a bolt. Okay, so now if we go back, move myself out the way here. If we go back, I'm going to add these two spots, right? I have these rectangles. Number one, what I want to do is I want to make these equal. I want to make these lines equal. I want to make the center lines equal. That way it's easier for us to work around here. I want to click dimension. Between these two here, I'm going to make this 0.23. You can see right here. Okay. Now, you see that it's not really even. We can fix that. We're going to zoom in here. I'm going to make this line, right, from here to the center point. See how this is 0.23? I'm going to make this 0.23 divided by 2. Okay? Now they're perfectly even, right? Now the same thing with this one's here. If we zoom out, we see that it says 3. We're going to make this right here 0.3. We're going to make this 0.3 right here. And then we're going to do the same thing where we have this top line to this middle line, and we're going to make that 0.3 divided by 2. Okay? Now we're going to do it on both sides because it doesn't really even out all the time. So it's going to be 0.3 divided by 2. Okay? So if you zoom out, we have all the information we need. I know it looks a little confusing, so I'm going to drag these over here so you can see them better. Okay. But really all we did is we set it up so they're all equal. 0.3, we made these half of 0.3, that's why we used the construction lines. And then this point in the middle is just 0.23, so they're all even. Now we extrude. So we're going to extrude cut. We're removing material. We move this into isometric view. Once you say extrude cut remove, you already see that it's removing everything. We press check mark. At this point, you more or less have the link. This is looking like a chain link. I did go through that a little fast. I'm going to give you a fast look. I will walk through this a little slower in class. as well as working through the final touches for the next 5 minutes. So from here, smooth sailing. Now we're going to add fillets. If you don't remember fillets, it's just rounding off an edge. The fun part about this is you can click wherever you want. I'm going to add a fillet of 0.032. So if we go ahead and click fillet right here, it's right in this drop down, fillet, Fillet, click fillet. We're going to make that radius 0.032, okay? And I'm going to click every line on this piece. Sometimes you can help by clicking a face. If you're going to click a face, make sure that you've clicked all the spaces. This is a little challenging if you haven't done it before. Make sure that you've gotten all the edges, but make sure that you do not select this piece on the inside. So you don't want to select that piece. We're going to do something slightly different for that. So you just want to select the line. So let me, number one, cancel that and make sure that we're following the directions. I don't want to confuse you guys. So instead, we'll select fillet, and I just want you to use the edge. Select fillet. Make sure that that's on 0.032. Okay, and we're just going to select the edges that are shown. So that's the edge of the outside of this piece here. Okay, that's the edges of this H looking piece on the top. That's the edges of these curves here. Okay, and this is a little tedious. Some may think it's a little therapeutic. You can see that you're missing this bottom H here. So I'm going to do this bottom H as well. Okay, and I think we have one more back here. Okay, and that's all 0.032. You can click check mark, and we see that all the edges are now rounded, right? Now we're almost done. I know we probably only have a couple of minutes here, 2 minutes. Now we're going to add these edges, 0.032 here as well. So we can go back to fillet, make sure that that is 0.032. We're going to select these rings right here, and now we are done. We can select check fillet. All of these are rounded edges. We have about 1 minute to spare. And with that, 2 minutes. With that, this is the end of this piece. This is just the first piece. Then we'll be taking these links and linking them together to form a link or a chain. Think of a bicycle chain. That's what this is most likely is. You do want to say this as first and last name double link. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I will be going over this slower in class. So please do not feel alarmed if you did not get that the first time. Replay the video. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you all in class and have a great day.